Gentlemen, you are here because I promised you to double your results with only 3 simple rules. Now, I know you are somebody who wants to continue to make progress in the gym, and that is why I'm making this video. My promise may seem like a lot, but the thing I am about to share with you is my master key. It is literally the exact piece of information that I used. I'm going to explain it to you fully on exactly how you can make your progress double. Now, this video may be boring. This video is not flashy. I am doing that on purpose. I'm not putting jump cuts. I am not putting B-roll just so you guys can fully focus. So please, use this information wisely and remember it well. Take notes if you have to. That is what I would recommend because the information in here is huge and you will not find it anywhere else. This is after years of revelations, years of learning, years of watching other people, including my clients, learn. I will not make you wait any longer for it. Let's get into it right now. So I will begin to take you through this, the key and the rules that I have came up with that I am transferring to you to double your progress. So let's start out with a few words. Lifting is not only a hobby, it is a passion. And I am going to specifically go into exactly how progress is achieved. Exactly how. And go over a set of rules that need to be followed in order to massively overhaul any lack of progress or any plateaus. I'm going to go into deep detail, very deep. Do not insult me by not taking notes. I know I said to at least remember it, but taking notes is the only way that you're actually going to remember anything. And I didn't want to say that at the very beginning because a lot of people are just going to click off when you say take notes. That's a lot of work. But click off now if you're not comfortable with that because you are going to need to. And this will not make sense unless you apply a deep amount of true thinking and will likely be something you need to refer back to for the rest of your lifting journey. Literally, I've been referring back to this information for a long time, and I do not plan on stopping in the near future. And a reminder not to share this with your friends. I know a lot of content creators will tell you opposite, but I'm telling you not to. This is exclusive, and I only permit you to send this to people you know will use it correctly. So, if you know somebody, if you do happen to have a friend who you know will take notes, you know will use this information, by all means, send it to them. But don't go send this to people just because this information is crazy, and don't go send it to everybody so you can be the hero. Do not do that because it will be wasted. If you don't know who I am, this is a picture of me right here, and those are my credentials right there. So we're going to get straight into rule number 1. Master the basics before you complicate things. The foundation, the very foundation, which is the most important part of any structure, your lifting journey is a structure and your body is a structure, is the foundation of long-term progress is built on mastery, not novelty. Novelty is all these gimmicky, fun workouts you see people do that never get results. Mastery is what truly picks up all of the results. So that's why the basics are most important. We are going to focus your efforts on compound lifts that recruit the most muscle in entirety. So these compound lifts are something that is going to teach you to activate all the muscles that you're trying to grow. For example, compound lifts. A lot of you already know this, but let me get into exactly what they are for those of you who don't. Bench press, squats, deadlifts, overhead press, rows, pull-ups. Anything that recruits a large amount of muscles, so not just like a bicep curl that's only for your bicep, something that is compounding or using multiple muscles, right? You need to focus on these first for a very specific reason. A lot of you have weak areas within your tendons and within your actual motor places in your body. For example, you don't want to start biceps with bicep curls because you likely have weak elbow tendons. That raises your risk for injury, and that raises the risk of training your elbow tendons and your flexors way before your bicep ever gets any attention. If you do these compound lifts, you're going to be training your biceps and your back a little bit less directly, but it's going to fully focus on your muscles and not these tendons and stuff that you don't want to grow. That's not your goal anyways. Yes, it's good to get them stronger, but that's not why you're in the gym. Don't major in the minors. I'll highlight that. Do not major in the minors. Machine and isolation movements have their place. but only after you've built a strong base right away. Proper form is not just about injury prevention, it ensures you're actually hitting the muscles. I just touched on that. Proper form, especially in these compound lifts, builds way better muscles efficiently than these isolation lifts that you're going to see all these fancy content creators and coaches do. You need to focus on these, compound basic lifts way before that. Too many people jump from program to program. Progress comes from sticking with one core set of lifts and getting brutally strong at them. For example, if you choose compound lifts, if you choose the ones I tell you here, and you literally do it until nobody is better than you at it, you do so much volume where it's unreasonable that you are not the best person in the world at it, you're going to be way bigger. You are going to make insane progress that way. Rule 2. Track your lifts like your life depends on it. Tracking is so important. It is imperative because of what it means for your actual progress. Most lifters have these plateaus that we talked about in the beginning because they aren't paying attention to numbers. Numbers are key. Write that down. Numbers are key. Your progress is nothing without numbers. If you look bigger, guess what? The number on the scale went up. If you look more shredded, guess what? The number on the scale went down. Guess what? Numbers in the gym matter just as much as the numbers of the destination. So my recommendation for you on how to do this is just use a notes app. You could do a spreadsheet or a notebook. If you have a coach, he's going to give you something that's a lot better. I give my clients something that's really intuitive, but you can start out literally just your notes app. Go bench press Tuesday, 3 reps at 110 pounds. Third set, only did 2 reps. Literally. And then guess what? The next workout you go and do bench press, you know what you did last time, and all you have to do is a little bit more. It gives you that clear vision, that clear place, that clear destination on the road of success that you have to get to if you want any sort of progress, any sort of progress. Like I said, aim to beat your previous performance by 1 rep, 1 set. Or like a slight weight increase. If you put 5 extra pounds on the bar, that is progress. That is what takes your arms from, here to here to here to here to here to finally, when you get a decent size. And that's the same for all of your muscles, right? Do not rely on how you feel either. That is a big mistake a lot of you guys are going to get into. You're going to feel. You're going to have these feelings about what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. No, your feelings and your subconscious mind will lie to you. Seriously, I've been through this. You may try to do a bicep curl a couple weeks in to start, getting into it, and it doesn't feel necessarily good. Your muscle feels tight. You might have some pain afterwards. You might have extra soreness. Your body is lying to you, right? Your body is not ready for this rapid increase in muscle that you are about to force it to have. You need to rely on your conscious, your learning, your education through videos like this and your own notes and revelations way over how you feel. If you build this habit of saying F how you feel, that builds accountability and reinforces the mindset that training is intentional and not random. Everything you do needs an intention. Everything. This is life advice, but I'm talking fitness. Every single, weight that you pick up, every single pound, every single rep needs intention. Why are you doing it? How are you doing it? How are you going to be better next time? Every single time, every single day. So now, that we've got the basics down and you're learning to track, that's literally most of the progress you're going to need to make. But I had to add this third extra rule in here to explain to you guys exactly what you need to do when you're in the gym and when you're outside of the gym. Recovery. Recovery is where you actually grow. Lifting is just the stimulus. It's just the feeling that your muscles get. Recovery is a transformation. If you had all lifting, no recovery, you would never get anywhere. Just like a lot of you guys have all recovery and no lifting right now, you're not getting anywhere. You need both. If your sleep is trash, your diet sucks, you're leaving gains on the table. Literally. Pretend this is gains. Pretend this little TV remote right here for my monitor is gains. That's on the table. That's not in your hand. If you're not sleeping well, you can go to the gym. Guess what? This stays on the table. Stays there. Doesn't work. Doesn't do nothing. You need recovery. You need to sleep well, sleep better, and eat right. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours minimum. Now, I actually would change this to 6 to 7. This is something that I wrote a long time ago. Nowadays, it'd be 6 to 7. I only say that because some days you're not going to get that much sleep. Some days you're going to have a late night or early morning gym session around your work schedule, and your average is going to be a little bit below 7 or 8. Sometimes it might dip into 6. That is plenty as long as you're doing it correctly. Deep, consistent sleep. Consistent boost testosterone, muscle recovery, and mental clarity. Testosterone is a whole separate topic, but I'm just going to tell you guys right now, that is the single greatest factor into feeling like somebody who lifts and actually having the look to go along with it. Testosterone is very important, and sleep is a big bonus for that. Also, eating, not just sleeping. Eat like somebody who trains. High protein, carbs around your workouts, and hydration, non-negotiable. You need electrolytes as hydration before and after your workouts. You need a good protein diet. You need carbs at the right time. You need a lot of stuff. Now, I'm not going to get into exactly how to do that right now. I get into that with my clients, but guess what? I have plenty of free YouTube videos on how to get, a way better diet, and I've got one just like this coming out soon. It's probably already out if you're seeing this. Plenty of resources on diet, but we're not going to get into that right now. But if you want to sign up for my coaching, you're more than welcome. But getting back to it, rest days are not for the weak. They are the reset button that allows you to hit harder for tomorrow. In other words, once you really get consistent, you're not going to want to take rest days. I know that's a far cry from a lot of your current realities right now, and that's not a dig at you guys. I've been there, so that's why I say that. But it gets to a point where you don't even want to take a rest day. You want to be there every day because you feel guilty when you're not there. But rest days are imperative. No more than 1 day a week, though. A lot of you, these guys will say, oh, only train 3 days a week. That's stupid. You could train like 2 times a day for a short amount of period and actually make good gains. But long term, 6 days a week will never be too much. 6 days a week is the perfect sweet spot for training. And that Sunday, rest day, whatever day you decide to take throughout the week, that is just as important as well. So the key in this third step is train hard, recover harder. That is an edge that's going to give you a huge boost that most people and most coaches ignore with all their clients. So closing tips. I need you guys to apply this information, so I'm going to recap very shortly. These rules are simple. They are so simple. Not easy, but simple. They're powerful when applied consistently. Apply these every single day. You better have taken notes so you can come back to this with ease. If you didn't, go back, watch it again, and take notes. Please. For your sake. The average guy skips all of these steps looking for secrets. The advanced lifters circle back to them with intensity. They check their notes every day. Oh, how do I do this? How do I execute? How do I perform? Check this information and get it into your mind. Follow these 3 rules for 3 months. That is my personal timeline for you guys. If you follow this for 3 months, I've seen in my clients and even in me, you'll see progress you never thought was possible. And it is truly a 2x in the progress. If you want a custom plan based on these principles, my coaching link, I'll put it in the comments for you guys. Don't feel like you need to do that. I'm not trying to sell it to you. I do have it, but it's there if you want it. Let's build something real. But guess what? This video is all you need. My other videos, all you need. It's all free, and I give that to you guys for a reason because I want to see real results in people. With that being said, go execute on this. Go take notes on this. Go back if you haven't yet. But it's time for you to apply this, so get out of here and get to the gym right now.